Your intellect says that it's bad, but what if my intellect says it's good? Why do I need to listen to your intellect?
Because as a society, we've come this far. We've established that you can't hurt
Some
somebody
societies allows you to do it in Africa and different places.
No, I don't know. To me, it's like it's pretty obvious you can't hurt somebody else. Like
why is it obvious? Why this is a liberal principle that comes from John Stuart Mill, where he says you can do whatever you want as long as you don't harm anyone else. And you've been influenced by a liberal principle, but why do I need to adopt a liberal principle? I don't agree with liberalism.
Because otherwise society wouldn't survive. Because if you can do whatever you want and I can do whatever you want, it's all going to... Do I know it?
Yeah. Do you know the level of physical beating that happens here in the West, and societies are surviving?
I know.
So you're saying it's not correct? Societies are surviving.
Societies are, but like it's not. Look at how we're living. It's not very. How do I explain this? I don't know. Like it's not a very good world to be living in. Do you understand? Like
that's subjective.
You have to
maybe I'm happy with the world I'm living in. Why you don't like it? I like it. Well, you don't like it. I like it. As a non-Muslim who's able to get whatever he wants.
I feel like I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I feel like you're saying you can't have morals unless you're religious, and that's not.
I'm saying you cannot have objective morals if you're not a Muslim. What you can do is you can subjectively determine what is right and wrong for you. But what you're trying to do is to enforce your subjective right or wrong on other people. In order for you to enforce your subjective morality on other people, you need to first establish why we need to adopt that as objective morality. And without a creator or God, you cannot do that. Why can we do it with God? Because God is outside us. So we can say that's objective because it's not a subjective opinion from me or from you or from anyone else. But as an atheist or agnostic or anyone who's not religious, who's following a religious scripture, you cannot have what we call objective morality. Therefore, it's not just beating your wife is the problem. Killing your wife literally or doing more than that is, from that point of view, you cannot prove that this is a specific thing which is wrong objectively. You can only say, I think it's wrong. But someone can say, I don't care what you think. I think it's okay for me.
No, I feel like the way we've been raised and the way society is living right now is common knowledge that you can't hurt somebody else.
As I said to you, that's liberalism. Where do you live? Do you live in the West? In France?
No, I live in North Africa.
North Africa. Okay. So in certain parts of the world right now, they've been influenced by a liberal ideology. That liberal ideology says you can do whatever you want as long as you don't harm anyone else. So okay, let me try to help you now. Is harm the only way where we can say something is wrong?
Is harm. If it
think about it now before you answer, yeah? Think about it. Huh. How can you determine right from wrong? Is harm the only factor?
No, obviously not, but
so what else? How do you determine right from wrong as an agnostic person?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, that's it. If it doesn't hurt anyone else,
okay,
then it's okay.
Okay, have an intercourse with your... Okay, do you have a brother?
Oh my God, you're gonna talk about incest, right?
Thank you very much. Okay, why is it wrong? Tell me. You're
wrong.
Using contraception, you're not gonna have children. Why is it wrong?
It's wrong because you have the same... I don't know, man, but it's wrong.
Okay. From your worldview, it should be okay then.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't know why.
Exactly.
Because...
Do you know why? Because God determined it to be immoral. That's the only argument that you can bring forward. Without an objective morality... Go ahead.
Go ahead. If it's something God said, then why do atheist societies in the West still don't have incest? You see what I mean?
But these societies are influenced. Yeah, these societies, you think that these societies are free from religion? They're not. These societies are applying the 10 commandments of the Judeo-Christian laws in their laws, because they cannot have morality without religion. They have to use religion, even though they're not religious societies. They're using religion for morality. They use the Bible for certain moral laws. They use it for thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. Open the constitution of these the Americans or the British. You will see they're using the biblical teachings as their premise, because without God, they cannot have objective morality. So it's just proving our point. If religion did not exist, humanity will extend, because everyone will do whatever he wants to do and what he thinks is good, even that is killing another person, because it can bring me wealth. If I kill maybe someone, if he does something, it brings me wealth, it brings me women. If I do something to them without their consent, all of these things. People can do these things, and without God giving us objective moral standards, we just do whatever we want to do, and you will not have societies.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
True, true.
So now,
Yeah.
coming back, I've answered you. Look, I've done two things. I've answered you from a rational perspective, what Islam explains these things. And number two, I'm giving you that there is no alternative anyways.
Yeah.
So without a religion, you cannot have an alternative, or you cannot make that question anyways. Why is this wrong? Why is that? It's irrelevant questions if you're an atheist or an agnostic, because you cannot establish why something is right or wrong to begin with. You need to have a measurement, a standard that is objective, that you can prove that we need to follow in order for us to determine whether something is right or wrong.